acoustic music and is you know, it's obviously a big part of our sound and has been from the get-go, and you know, so it's great to have these things to be able to kind of widen the thing. And you know, you can have a kick-ass car, but if you can't drive the damn thing, it's the jaguar of guitars. It's always breaking down or hard to play or temperamental. These are you can pick them up at any time. They're ready to go. They sound great, and they play the best.
It's a telling thing when your sound engineers are complimenting you. I mean, we're lucky enough to work with some of the best guys in the business, and one of the reasons they're the best is that they don't lie to us. They tell you straight, you know. And so when you get guys like the engineers here in the studio, or the guys that work with us on tour, you know, telling you, man, that thing sounds amazing. You know they mean it. That's great, and these have gotten compliments from all of our people. I think most of the players out there will understand. It's a tough proposition, 12 strings, a lot of times, you know.
It's a beast. You got to wrangle that thing for sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, too often the sound and playability ratio is almost like inversely proportional. It's like, you know, you get a guitar, it sounds okay, but it's so hard to play, and you have to struggle for it, and you end up having to make that work for you, or not, you know. Or you might get a guitar that you can get around on okay, but it doesn't project very well. Or
that was the first thing I liked about it when we went down to the showroom and played these things, man. It was so easy to play.
Well,
the voice,
these are just the exception to the rule, in that, you know, they play very well. The action doesn't just stop you dead in your tracks. You can get around on it really, really well. But then it also sounds so good. And so I think with acoustics in general, but most especially with 12 strings, that's a tough act to ace it, you know what I mean? And they've aced it. This is the best 12 string I've owned.
Yeah, I agree.
Period. You know, point blank.
You know, that gig was a really magical gig, and we had gotten some guitars from Guild, including the one that I played, and that was kind of my first. It was kind of my first introduction to a quality guitar. A quality acoustic was that Guild guitar that I had. I remember that particular period of time and the sound of that guitar. You know, generally as a performer, you know, you can have butterflies, you can be nervous, you have other stuff going on or whatever, but generally when the light goes green, all of that goes away. And that was one of those particular cases where I kind of remember that, just kind of closing my eyes and zoning in on the guitar. And I love that guitar, man. I had that guitar for years. Yeah, you know, Guild's a quality instrument, man. You know, and I've always appreciated it. So I'm very happy to be playing them again today. We're fucking badasses, man.